That's basically my perspective on it. I will say this. I'm out to Sam Harris. And if he wants to come on the show, I'll happily talk to him. But I remain confused as to what... I mean, I think his perspective is clear. Sam Harris's perspective is clear. All of that stuff is secondary. History is secondary. Resource politics is secondary. Arms deals are secondary. Political instability, secondary. Sectarian, issues are maybe less secondary because he can kind of pigeonhole them in some type of reading he has of Islam. But all of the historical, geographic, regional, foreign policy, social, and economic and technological forces that are driving these crises are all totally secondary to selected lines from a Pew poll and out of context Quran quotes. Those are the issues. That's what drives these problems. Not only is that what drives these problems, but these are the biggest threats in the world today. And again, while I would totally accept that religious extremism and terrorism are major issues in today's world, I don't, in my view, they don't crowd out global warming. They don't crowd out global inequality. And of course, all of these issues are interdependent. But in Sam Harris's view, actual textual reading of religious text is the paramount thing. The biggest issue is in Islam. And Pew poll, Hadith, line from Muhammad, the Muslims are scary. That's it. Nothing else. That's his worldview. I don't buy it for many reasons, including areas that I can just comfortably say because of what I've studied and where I've lived, that I definitely know more than he does. I also don't buy it as an analytic frame. If somebody came and was speaking about a part of the world or a specific area that I knew less about, but they had a incredibly simplistic, one-size-fits-all answer for it, I wouldn't accept it either. The policy upshot is that Sam Harris supported the torture program. He supported the invasion of Iraq. He supported policies in Gaza and the West Bank that, again, it's not just a humanitarian objection. These are problems. They do threaten global security. They do raise the temperature in the region. They are undermining of Israeli and American security, in addition to obviously being a violation of Palestinian human rights, as an example. So these are real, actual things. That's his position. I hear people writing in and saying, well, I don't support any of Harris's actual positions, but it's, you're not being fair to his perspective. Well, how am I not being fair to his perspective? How have I inaccurately misrepresented his perspective? He's saying your religious belief is the primary problem, period. The Quran is a uniquely dangerous book, and indeed Islam is the motherlode of bad ideas in the modern world. Religion explains it, not other factors. And in fact, talking about other factors is an excuse and a distraction from the unique danger of Islam, which again, not many other people, including, there's no specialists, there's no counterterrorism specialists, there's no scholars, there's no people who work in the region, including people who are very critical, people who might be very hawkish, who talk like this. The only people who talk like this are Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Michelle Bachmann, and Sarah Palin. That's it. Oh, and Bill Maher. That's who talks like that. And then his upshot is maybe maybe he thinks invading Iraq was a mistake now, whatever. But be wrong on every single foreign policy issue we face in that region. I don't know what more you want me to give the guy that I'm not giving. Anyways, you can explain it to me. The IMs are open. You can call us at 646-257-3920, 646-257-3920.